dropped off. He's back. Okay. Hi guys. I cannot believe that it is that time already. I know it's cliche, everybody says it, but genuinely February went by so fast. How is it possible that I'm picking up my TBR for March? I don't know, but I'm not gonna complain because this is always my favorite video, so I'm excited to get to do it. If this is your first time seeing one of these videos, I just basically have a bunch of prompts written down inside of this mug, and I will blindly pick some and use those prompts to pick books to read in March. Usually I pick 7 or 8 books for the month, but this month I have a video that is carrying over from February and a couple other potential reading vlog ideas, so I don't want to commit to too big of a TBR. So I think I'm gonna do 6 books. Not that anybody would notice, but I actually just finished redoing my cart. This is my TBR cart and it's filled front and back with books that I haven't read yet. Unfortunately, I have a problem and these are not the only books that I have unread, but I just finished going through it and putting all of the books that I think I'm most excited to read on here and moving the other ones out. Before, I had a whole separate cubby for my 24 books that I want to read in 2024 and some of my just high priority reads. And I feel like that was kind of hurting those books because when I picked out my TBR, I tried to look at that cubby too, but I was mostly focused on the cart. So long story short, now I have all the books that I'm most excited for on the cart. So let's just get on with this thing. Let's pick our first prompt. A title starting with L. I feel like L is a tough one. Okay, well so far the only thing on this side is Legendborn. On the back, I have Love Redesigned, Love in Other Words, and I think that's it. Wow, that's a tough one. Oh wait, just kidding, I am stupid. I can't believe I missed it, but I know exactly which one I want to pick, and that is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. This is one of her Women in STEM rom-coms, and I have read the other two and really enjoyed them. I've heard that this one is a lot of people's favorite book that she's ever come out with, so I'm very excited to try it. I know this one is about Elsie, who is a theoretical physicist, and she also fake dates people on the side. I'm not really sure what that entails. In my mind, I'm thinking like an escort kind of thing. If somebody needs a date to a wedding or any other kind of function, like you would hire her to pretend to be your girlfriend to go. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. And she is fake dating this guy, I think, and she meets his family. And then she goes to interview for a physicist job, and the guy that's hiring her is the guy she fake dated's brother. So he thinks that she is actually dating his brother, and he thinks that she's a liar because he's like, what are you doing? You're not a scientist. And he is the actual love interest. It definitely sounds interesting and unique, and I've just heard so many good things about it, so I'm really excited to read it. Okay, that is a really good first pick. Honestly, I didn't want to read the other two, so I'm glad that I saw that one. Pick number 2, a book by an author you have read before. Okay. This would honestly be really great for trying to continue any of the series that I'm in the middle of, which I didn't say, but this whole top row is mostly series that I'm in the middle of and then other just high priority books. And I am really wanting to get into the next Mortal Instruments book. I'm currently like 3/4 of the way through the second ACOTAR book, so I would love to pick up this third one. But I also really want to read Golden Sun. I think I'm gonna do Golden Sun because I really wanted to continue with the Red Rising series before it's been too long. I'm afraid of kind of forgetting what I read. Like I just said, this is book 2 in the Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. It is a sci-fi series that I feel like you want to go into knowing as little info as possible. People always describe it as Hunger Games in space, and I kind of see it, but definitely not quite the same. I feel like that is enough for you to know, but if I had to say more, I would say it's about this guy named Darrow, and he lives on, I don't even remember if it's a real planet or not, but he doesn't live on Earth, hence the start of our sci-fi aspects. And the world that he's in has a very strict hierarchy system, like a caste system almost. And it's all by color, and he's a red, which means that he is at the very bottom of the caste system. I don't know that that is enough to make anybody want to read it, but it's really one of those books that I think you need to go in totally blind. I kind of remember where this is gonna go, but other than like the initial stuff, I have no idea what he's gonna do with this one. So I'm just excited to get more of his writing, and I hope that since I really loved the first one, this is a potential 5-star. On to pick number 3, start a new series. One of my big goals for 2024 is to try and read a lot of series. I'm in the middle of a lot, so I want to finish them, but then I also have a lot that I want to start. This entire middle row here is all just series that I haven't started yet. I know that I have more than just these, but these are, I think, all of the fantasy sci-fi ones and the ones that I'm most excited for. I do think because I'm probably going to continue reading ACOTAR, I'm reading Golden Sun, I'm going to have a lot of very high stakes series going on. So I feel like maybe it'd be better to do something a little bit less thrilling kind of. I don't know, I just feel like I don't want all of these like really intense series competing with each other. I'm kind of annoyed that I have so many going on right now, so I'm kind of feeling this one, which is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This is the first book in, honestly, I don't know if it's going to be a duology or a trilogy, but I do know that book 2 came out really recently. This is a cozy fantasy, which so far I think I really love cozy fantasy. It's about this woman, Emily Wilde, who is studying fairies, and she is going to this small town, I think, to study a particular type of fairy. I could be making that up, but for some reason that's what I think it's about. And she is making an encyclopedia about them, obviously. And I know that there is a subplot of romance, and I believe that they are maybe rivals. Like they might both be studying the same thing and rivals in like an academic kind of way. That's really all that I know. But a lot of people I follow really loved this book. I feel like I've had it for quite a while now, so I would love to get this off my TBR and see if I enjoy it. And it's just way less intimidating to me to start this rather than any of these series, which I feel like probably take more brain power and just are more intense. Whereas for some reason, I feel like this one I could read it and probably go a long time between reading this one and the next one. Or even if I read them back to back, like they're pretty short and not a big commitment. So there's pick 3. So far, I am really in love with all 3 of these picks. Pick number 4, book with red on the cover. Ooh. Okay, I have a lot of options. Since I'm trying to complete series, I could read the second book in the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, or Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. Magnolia Parks isn't really red on the cover much. I could do The Thieves Gambit. I actually started this one a couple weeks ago. I got 38 pages in and I was just kind of in a book slump. Like I tried a bunch of books and I never got into them. So I don't know if I'm really ready to give it another try. You know what? I think I'm going for a curveball, which is Good Girl Bad Blood. I honestly didn't love book 1, and I feel like the only person on the entire planet who didn't fall in love with it, but I thought it was cute and it was definitely a very entertaining and quick read. I have been told that the second book is better. So I feel like I need a little bit of mystery thriller in here and a young adult that hopefully will be pretty quick to get through. The first book is about this girl Pip who is in high school, and for her senior capstone project, she decides to investigate this murder that happened in her town a couple years ago. This girl was murdered and everybody just assumes that her boyfriend did it, but she doesn't think that he did it, so she decides to investigate. I'm pretty sure that this follows a completely different storyline, but it's the same characters. And in this one, I think that Pip starts a podcast. Oh, her and Ravi put out a podcast about the murder from the first book. Then somebody she knows goes missing and the police don't do anything, so Pip decides to investigate. And it sounds like maybe they are updating the investigation kind of in real time on the podcast, maybe? I don't really know. I feel like this whole series is a little bit far-fetched, but just fun. So I'm hoping that I enjoy it more than I did the first one. Okay, only 2 left. A super hyped up book. I feel like that gives me a million options. All the books on this back half are the ones that I'm definitely not as excited about. So let's turn it around. Honestly, most of these have a ton of hype. Ooh, I think I know what I'll do. I picked this one because it has a lot of hype right now, and that is Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver. This is a dark romance between 2 serial killers. I've heard that it is really graphic and gruesome, but at the same time really hilarious. And I haven't read anything about serial killers or anything like particularly gruesome, but I don't think it'll bother me. I kind of like this sort of thing. My favorite TV show is Dexter, and I'm in the mood for something that's just funny, so why not start this? I also bought it only a week or 2 ago because I had a specific video in mind and then I didn't end up filming it, so I'm still really in the mood to read it. Is this my last pick? If it's a short book, maybe I'll pick one more after. But I really should stop it at 6. Okay, let's see what pick number 6 is. Book with blue in the cover. What about Percy Jackson? It has blue on the spine, but no, it's not very blue. I could do Spy Family if I'm not feeling anything else, and then I could pick another. I really want to read The Prison Healer, Shadow and Bone, and Renegades. These ones on the end here, but I'm afraid of starting too many series. Like I said, I'm already in the middle of so many that I don't think I'm ready to add another one of those. And I'm not really feeling anything on the back either. You know what that means. I'm gonna go with Spy Family. What volume is this? 4. I'm on volume 4, and this is a manga I feel like I've talked about so many times, so I'm not even gonna get into it. I have a really fun time reading these. They are just cute, silly, goofy, they're stupid, but they are just so entertaining. They are really quick reads, and I was gonna read this anyways, so might as well pick it, and then I can pick one more prompt. This is for sure the last one. Author's name starts with S. Well, right off the bat, my first thought is Miss Sarah J. Maas, but let's see what else I've got. Oh gosh. I could do it. I could finally read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. But I'm so terrified to read this, so I don't know. I have Scythe by Neil Shusterman, but again, that is the first book in a series. Honestly, I have quite a few options for this, but I'm not feeling any of them more than these two. And the thing is, I am pretty positive I'm going to read this book, so should I just go with it and be safe? Or should I pick another, even though I already have 7 on the TBR? Both of these are just so long. Why am I acting like this is the end of the world? I can decide to read both books or neither books. Like, it's not that serious. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. It's not like I have to read it if I don't want to. I will finally put The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue on the TBR. I can't promise that I will actually get to it, but I think I'm gonna try and make an effort this month. Okay. I have put this book on my TBR at least once before, and I've had it for so long, and for some reason I have a feeling that it could just be my favorite book of all time, and I really want it to be, so I'm very scared to read it. This is about a woman who makes a deal with the devil to live forever, but the catch is that nobody ever remembers her. So for whatever reason, she wanted to live forever, but it seems like it's a pretty sad, lonely life. Until, of course, she meets a man who remembers her, and I believe it's a romance between the two of them. Some people say that this is really slow and boring, but then a lot of other people say it is just like the most beautifully written, amazing book. So I'm really hoping that I love this, but I don't know, I'm just so terrified. But maybe March is my month. Maybe I will finally stop hiding from it and read it. Honestly, I should be held accountable. So if I don't read it by the end of March, I don't know what you should do, but you should be mad. Okay, so this is my TBR for March. It's a little bit longer than I expected it to be, but who's surprised? I'll go through them really quick and we'll see if I can fit them on here. I have a feeling I'm gonna run out of room. For a book that starts with the letter L, we have Love Theoretically. A book by an author I read before is Golden Sun. For Start a New Series, I have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. A book with red on the cover is Good Girl Bad Blood. A book that's super hyped up is Butcher and Blackbird. I've run out of room. A book with blue on the cover is Spy Family Volume 4. And for an author whose name starts with S, we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'm honestly very excited, but also super intimidated by the TBR, this one in particular. But I think it's gonna be good. I really love these TBR videos, so I wanna continue doing them, but I'm getting kind of tired of the prompts that I have. I made these a long time ago and I added some new ones, but they still are feeling a little boring to me. So if you have any recommendations for prompts that I should add, please comment them down below. I'm not the most creative, so I'm having a hard time coming up with new ones. Or I know that there's people who make pre-made prompts that I can order off Amazon or Etsy, so if you think that I should try that one month, then let me know. Because I don't know about you, but I feel like these are getting pretty repetitive. Well, I think that is everything I've got, so I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!